Luna here. So I want to talk about cultural appropriation in White Sage and my own personal experience with it, since apparently it's still a conversation and a debate people are having. First of all, we have to remember that indigenous people have had their entire culture erased, languages, they were killed off, um, by either diseases we brought over or just blatantly killed. And like, they're still dealing with the effects of colonization today. In fact, it's still happening today. And that's a whole conversation. But we just have to remember the history of that. Also, there's some people saying, well, people and the Celts used white sage. No, they didn't. Okay, white sage is specifically native to parts of California in that area and northern Mexico. It is not native anywhere else in the world. There are different types of sage. And pretty much, at least from what I understand, pretty much all other types of sage are open. So why are people specifically wanting that one type of sage that is closed off? It's ego. It's ego and it's entitlement, and we all need to just put our entitlement down. If we are told to respect a practice, we need to respect that. Also, if you are taking from a plant, like if you want to work with plant energies, and you directly take a plant that the indigenous people have told you not to, you can't work with that plant energy because it's not going to want to work with you, because you are taking that when you are not allowed to. Okay? And there's some other big reasons. One of the reasons is because of how over-harvested it is. At one point it became endangered. It is coming back now, but it is being harvested. Like the stuff you see in like stores, in like the cheaper stores, that's over-harvested and probably harvested wrong. Like, in order to harvest plants for magical work, you want to harvest it in certain ways. Or it's just not going to be working as well. Another thing is something my friend, who is a Navajo medicine woman, has told me. And if you don't believe me, you can ask her. Inferno the Witch. She has told me that white sage is only used in the 7 sacred ceremonies. In fact, white sage is such a powerful and sacred herb. Like, you don't want to use it in office cleansing. You don't want to use it in home cleansing. Because what you're doing, if you try to do it wrong, it essentially clears out all the energy, including protective energy. And if you don't know how to bring in protective energy right after that, you're just leaving yourself wide open to spiritual attack. This is why when you see in like the ghost shows or whatever, when they try to sage the house, it just pisses the spirits off even more. Yeah, that's another thing. It pisses them off. And I have my own story. I'm not the one who used it, but I was at a booth for Pagan Pride. And it was a good booth. We were raising money for the Trevor Project. I was real excited about this. And my friend was having her class on the white sage, so I'm learning about it and wanting to respect it. I go back to help with the booth. The chieftain at the time pulls out white sage to sell. And I just feel the spirits screaming at me, like, you need to get up, you need to talk, you need to educate this person on what your Navajo friend just told you. So I did. Of course, I was gaslit and shut down. And I was really frustrated because I was trying to do what the spirits were telling me to do, but like they didn't listen. So I'm like, well, I tried. A little bit later, I noticed somebody pick up some herb that looked a lot like white sage to do some ritual that I ended up sitting out of because I just didn't want to be a part of something using that plant when I was just told you're not supposed to use it. I kid you not, an hour or two later, this crazy storm just rushes through the park. A huge tree branch hits right in front of the booth, almost hits somebody's kid. Like, the spirits were pissed off. They're basically telling everybody, you fucked up. You did not listen to the Navajo medicine woman that tried to educate you. You didn't listen to other people's warnings. You just wanted to take stuff for what? Your own entitlement. So, yeah, spirits real pissed. Everybody's scrambling to leave. And yeah, that's just my own personal experience. There's like other stories out there of people using white sage, and just crazy shit happens afterwards because they're not listening. So, yeah, if an indigenous person of an area is telling you not to touch something, don't touch it. They're telling you that not only because they want to close it off for their own whatever, they're telling you that to protect you. So, again, please listen and stop taking things just because you feel entitled to it.